Okay, it is 10:01 a.m. on February 21st. My name is Austin Wheelock, here to do a public hearing pursuant to New York General Municipal Law 859-A on the following proposed project and financial assistance. I'm joined here today with Kevin LaMontagne, who is CFO of the County of Oswego Industrial Development Agency. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Section 859-A of the New York General Municipal Law will be held for the County of Oswego Industrial Development Agency on the 21st day of February 2023 at 10 a.m. local time at the town of Volney Town Hall, located on 1445 County Route 6 in Volney, New York, 13069, in connection with the following matter. Volney PV LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, submitted an application to the agency on or about January 19, 2023, a copy of which is on file at the office of the agency, requesting the agency consider undertaking a project consisting of the acquisition of a leasehold interest or subleasehold interest in all or a portion of 49 acres of real property located at 535 Maple Ave, tax map number 254.00-04-23, which is 31.56 acres of that 49, and a portion of tax map number 254.00-04-02.01, 17.48 acres in the town of Volney, County of Oswego, State of New York. And the construction on the land of approximately 34.6 acre solar power electric generating photovoltaic system, including, but not limited to, solar panels, inverters, transformer, switchgear, single axis trackers, racking systems, switchboards, energy storage system, steel beams, wiring, electric poles, and other electrical and mechanical components and access roads. And also the acquisition and installation in and around the facility and for use in connection with the project of various machinery, equipment, furnishings, and other items of tangible personal property, collectively the equipment. And B, the granting of certain financial assistance in the form of exemptions from real property taxes, mortgage recording tax, New York State and local sales and use, and real estate transfer tax, which is collectively known as the financial assistance. And C, the lease or sublease of the land and facility by the company and or the owner of the land to the agency pursuant to a lease agreement, the acquisition by the agency of an interest in the equipment pursuant to a bill of sale from the company, and the sublease of the project facility back to the company and or the owner of the land pursuant to a sublease agreement. The company will be the initial operator of the project facility. The agency has not made a decision with respect to the undertaking of the project or the granting of the financial assistance. And the agency will, at the above stated time and place, hear all persons with views in favor or opposed to the project and or the financial assistance. Said before, a copy of the application, including a cost-benefit analysis, is available at the office of the agency for review by interested persons. Proper notice was given of this public hearing. This was dated on, I believe it was February 7th. That notice was given, put into the local paper, and we are here today. So to give a little bit of information about the project, and then after I do that, I will open it up to any questions or opinions or concerns about the project. Is Volney PV LLC, which is being developed by RIC Development at 85 Broad Street, 28th floor, New York, New York. That's their offices. The project involves the development of a 5 megawatt AC solar renewable project to be located on approximately 34.6 acre site in the town of Volney at 535 Maple Avenue. The project site is part of a parcel which has formerly been used in agricultural production, totaling approximately 59 acres. The project developer is RIC Development, based in New York, New York. The project cost is a total of $8,172,366. The company has requested a pilot agreement, which are the IDA's solar UTEP for UTEP is Uniform Tax Exempt Policy. Deviation for solar projects is 20 years. The Impact of the project, it will address the New York State Clean Energy Standard by contributing to renewable energy sources. The environmental benefits include avoidance of 6,000 tons of CO2 annually. It has, as said before, a clean energy generation capacity of 5 megawatts. The 9 million kilowatt hours annually is enough to service 800 to 1,000 homes. The project will create 30 construction jobs during the construction period, and the average annual pilot payment over those 20 years will be $30,372, which will be split on a pro rata basis between the taxing authorities. Just the other, like I said here, the IDA assistance, real property tax exemption. The current tax on the property is $1,427, and as we said, the average pilot agreement will be $30,372. The mortgage tax exemption value is $55,163. The sales tax exemption value is $372,960. Okay, at this point, unless I'm forgetting anything, Kevin, I'm going to open it up to any questions.
No, I mean, we could go over a little bit of what's going on with the parcels, potentially.
Yeah, that's
might be useful.
a good idea. This one is a little different.
And it's tied into the next project, but. So as Austin said, there's project development site will be 34.6 acres on a 59.7 acre parcel. As you folks in town probably know, there's a merger and a subdivision underway to take 3 parcels, combine them into 2. And then this Volney PV LLC will occupy the 2 west existing parcels plus a little bit of that easternmost parcel, and then Volney 2 PV, which is the next public hearing, would occupy acreage on the 3rd parcel. And the other thing I note when we talk about acreage is when the IDA works with a solar development, we're only exempting the land that's basically inside the fence. So in this case, it's a 34.6 acre basically fence line on a close to 60 acre parcel. So our exemption in the pilot payment would apply only to the 34.6 acres.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Isn't there 2, there's Volney 1 and Volney 2?
Yeah,
There's 2 5
correct.
megawatt.
Volney
going in?
PV is 5 and Volney 2 is 4.85.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yep. So they're separate generating farms, separate kind of arrangements in that.
Because the state only allows 5.
Yeah.
It's maximum.
Community solar.
Yeah, that's the maximum for a lot of the programs.
Yep. So that $30,372 average pilot only applies to Volney PV LLC. Doesn't apply also. There's a separate pilot and amount coming for Volney 2 PV LLC.
Question, on that mortgage tax?
Yes.
They're not purchasing the property, are
No, but they would more and more often what we found, and this project includes the potential for mortgage financing. So the bank can take a mortgage on the leasehold interest, and that's basically the arrangement that they make. And it's still a mortgage, so that tax has to be paid basically. But the mortgage recording tax in Oswego County is 1%. The IDA exempts 0.75%. There's a quarter of a percentage point that is incentive. So even though they don't have ownership, but through the leasehold arrangement they have, they found ways to mortgage basically leasehold farms to the banks. So. Not all of them do use mortgage financing. Some is private equity type financing.
Okay. At this point, I guess we've already kind of gone into it a little bit, but I will open it up to the public session for any comments, support, concerns about the project. And I also want to state that we have Nancy Blahos here from RIC who can answer any questions that we may not be able to. Open the floor.
I actually have a question for Nancy.
Can you state your name, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian Sturgis. Is RIC, are they an EPC total? Do you employ a construction workforce?
Currently, most likely what we're going to be doing is selling this project to an EPC company. However, it's on a case-by-case basis, so it's not all our projects get sold or we develop them. It depends on the financial model of the project, but for the Volney projects, they will be constructed by another company.
Okay, but RIC will be receiving the economic benefits and funds?
Yes. From the sale?
from if the project goes forward. It'll be RIC that, are you gonna maintain the leasehold of the property, I guess is what?
I believe if the project gets sold to another solar development company that is going to do the construction, they would purchase the lease as well.
Oh, okay.
If I could step in.
Sure.
Nancy, I mean, what we see from the IDA standpoint, and I think similar would apply to this project, is so the developer has set up a separate operating company, in this case, Volney PV LLC, that will hold the lease with the landowner. And that's the company that get the benefits from the IDA. And when the project is sold, as Nancy said, what really happens is that that entity is sold that owns the property. So our contract, the IDA's contracts would be with Volney PV LLC, owned today by a subsidiary, part of the RIC development or RIC Energy Group. When that entity is sold, of course, the lease is with the LLC. Our benefits are with the LLC, so all of that transfers. The company RIC will come back to us, to the IDA, and basically ask for permission to transfer the membership interest of that LLC. Of course, if they chose to keep it in their own portfolio and develop it themselves, it wouldn't go through that transfer. And they may, again, from my experience, not necessarily in this case. Sometimes the project is moved from one, like RIC affiliate, to another as they reorganize and prepare for how they're going to develop in the future. But I mean, again, not specific to this project, but I think it'd be safe to say every solar project the IDA has been involved in so far, we see that it gets transferred to another, usually a larger, bigger money, larger assets, bigger capacity, and then they develop the project and most likely own it and generate the power going forward.
And really my concern is more for the 30 construction jobs that are created. Of the projects that I've seen let in the past, through the Oswego County IDA, I won't say, I can't speak intelligently to the percentage of them, but a portion of those projects have gone to EPCs that are out of state, who employ construction management staff from out of state. They also have construction workforce that might be temporary workers that are from outside the county that is giving the economic benefit to this project. So my concern would be in the sale of this project, when it eventually happens, can we maybe emphasize local labor do those projects and employ people who live in the area that's going to receive the economic development or funds.
I think that's something we can certainly, we have it here, it's been recorded, that will be in the minutes, and that will be presented to the IDA. The other thing I want to state is that this project is being voted on Thursday morning, February 23rd, so in 2 days, by the IDA. That's when the project will be formally voted on. So we will make the IDA board aware of, they're aware of all statements made during public hearings, as they're important to the the final passing of that. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to do it, but it's something that is good to take in consideration and also to consider for future projects as well.
Nancy, did you have anything to add?
No, that's it.
Any other statements either for or against the project at this point? Kevin, is there anything else I know you've been working on not just these two projects, but solar projects more in detail. Is there anything you wanted to add about the projects?
No, I just wanted to make sure that the acreage was clear.
Okay.
The merger and the subdivision.
Okay.
We have it clear now, but
Okay. It is 10:15 on February 21st, 2023. I'm going to officially end the public hearing, and then we will need to take a 15-minute break for the next one, which is scheduled at 10:30.
which will be very similar.
Just want to state also for the record that everybody who is on camera right now who's in the view is the people here in the room. There's no one who's not in, and we also have a record of everyone who is signed up on the attendance for being in attendance. So we are ending the meeting at 10:15.